Well, I can't believe we are on devotional 17, the I'm not worth loving lie. We've addressed a lot of lies, and this I'm really excited for the second edition, the edited version, to come out hopefully at the beginning of September. So let's see what number 17 says. This is one of the first ways we disqualify ourselves from God's love. We've bought the lie that He can't have meant that He loves me because I'm not worth loving. This lie springs from a lot of places. Could come from a feeling that you've done too many awful, sinful things to be worthy of God's love, or could be from a general sense of low self-worth. Were you given a message that instilled in you a feeling of worthlessness? If so, this one may be hard to root out. Remember to go over these as often as necessary. You're plowing up ground made hard by years of protecting your heart. Think about the kind of people Jesus hung around. The woman at the well had been with 5 different men, none of whom were her husband. The woman caught in adultery, who some say was Mary Magdalene, the same woman who was so grateful for his compassion that she wetted his feet with her tears and dried them with her hair. Tax collectors were hated by their Jewish neighbors because they taxed them more so they could keep some before turning the rest over to the Romans. And these are the people Jesus sought out and transformed just by being in the sphere of his love. Jesus saw value in people that the powerful and religious had deemed undesirable. And when the Pharisees confronted him about associating with sinners, he told them 3 stories in Luke 15. Each story illustrated the extravagant love of the Father God for those deemed unworthy. The first story was about a lost sheep who had wandered away from the flock. People can be like that too. They didn't mean to leave the safety of the shepherd, but their attention was drawn to something tantalizing just out of reach. And when they reached that something, they saw another something just a little further away. And as they continued chasing those tantalizing somethings, they unwittingly wandered farther from the safety of the flock and the shepherd's watchful eye. The poor sheep from this story may have realized at some point that it was lost and began buying for his companions, but he didn't know how to find them again. Instead, it was the shepherd who searched high and low, looking for the one who had wandered away, and rejoiced when he was found. The sheep had value to its owner, just like those sinners had value to God, and he is searching for them as diligently as the shepherd from the story searched for his sheep. The next story features a coin. Quite an interesting choice. As an inanimate object, a coin neither loses itself nor realizes it is lost. Perhaps the group of people represented here could be classified as those that don't know themselves. They are unaware of who they belong to and have no sense of their own value. Somehow they've slipped through the cracks of life and been lost. But the value of a coin isn't diminished just because it is lost. No matter how damaged or marred that coin is, it still holds its value. But that value cannot be utilized until it's found. Its owner knows its value and undertakes a diligent search of the house. She ultimately finds the coin and rejoices because something that was valuable was restored. Okay, so some questions. Do you identify more with the sheep who wandered away or with the coin who fell through the cracks, and why? So we just talked about 2 of those stories. Talk about the next one in the number 18. Who do we need to forgive? Well, in this this particular devotional, I think we need to forgive ourselves for our past mistakes, for not realizing our value, for not understanding that we are a child of God and that makes us valuable. Okay, we're going to rewind. My past mistakes do not define who I am, and I am worthy. I'm going to rest in the truth that you, God, see me as valuable and worth searching for. Okay, so in our respond prompt today, we're just going to ask God to show us how he searched for you and found you. As I think about those things that were searched for in the story, the sheep and the coin, and I think about how God searches for us and finds us. It's just blesses my heart, if that's a thing to say. It just makes me feel like, you know what? I'm more valuable than that sheep to God. I'm more valuable than that coin to God. And he searched for me and he found me and he knows my worth. And I am worth, I have worth because of the value he places on me. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Check over the next few days as we again go over all our processing prompts. Thanks for your attentiveness.